Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's Pick a Reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca. Just want to make sure you're seeing it in the right spot. I am doing in-person readings in Herkimer, New York. If you're close to there and you want more information, shoot me an email. I'll let you know what's going on. I'll put the information about the decks and the dice below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? Okay, hold on. I mean, I'm excited anyway, but let's see what's actually coming out. That's a curious, interesting thing. Yep, you got things working out to your advantage. This is going to be a you time. It's not always a you time for Cancer. Y'all don't always get what you want. You know how that is. You know how that goes. But it's kind of like, I feel like Cancer is that one. It's kind of like, can I at least have it my way sometimes? At least sometimes. Come on. And this is going to be one of your times. Slapping down the cards. Poise, pause. Poise, pause, something. Something is going well. And I feel like if this reading hits, they're trying to help you see a way to that this can not only continue, but go more the way you would like to see it go. Now, whatever it is, you got a lot of passion for this situation. It's very important to you. And I feel like probably over the years, you've kind of learned to kind of regulate your energy. It's something you are very passionate about. Very passionate. But it's kind of like, all right, some days I'm too much. People can't handle it. Other days, it's kind of like, it's like I'm not even there. Every now and then it's either too much or too little. Not always, but once in a while, depending on how things are happening. And I get that, I'm finding a way to self-regulate that to where I don't want other people affected in a negative way, or I don't want other people making decisions on my behalf based on how they think I'm going to react to something. My emotions are my business, and I don't want other people trying to regulate for me or like trying to manage it for me. I don't like that. I feel like, no, I never asked for that. I don't like that. And to keep that from happening, I've learned how to, keep it from being out there too much. I've learned how to handle things a little bit better. Mostly to keep it in my control is what I'm getting from this. But you got a lot of passion for whatever it is, and that's wonderful. And you've grown a lot with this category. Whatever it is, work, romance, family. Family is usually extremely important to Cancer. Usually, not always, but usually. Could be friendships. Whatever it is, you have been putting this together, and you have really been, molding it in a way to where, all right, this is how people react to me. This is how I want it to go. I gotta, even though, I'm all excited, I gotta, temper it down and be careful how I come off. Vice versa, if something goes on and I'm not happy with it, I gotta kind of temper that down and kind of that way the situation stays more in my control and people just don't make decisions they think are best for me. I'm not interested in that. I don't want people making decisions for me where they think this is what's best for me. I can make my own, thank you very much. So I feel like I've learned to navigate this quite well. You've really made a stable foundation for yourself here. Okay, so something is coming in. I feel like I very much like it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. I'm questioning, what's coming in because... Okay, you got the 4 of Pentacles. Holding on to something I want. It's weird that this is coming in because there's opportunity that comes out of nowhere, but it's in line with what I already want. So it's kind of like, say you have family, friends, Something social, I feel like, is really a strong point here. I feel like it has some type of social aspect. It doesn't have to. It's general read, of course. But an opportunity comes forward, but it's like, for example, I want to spend time with certain people, and like there's like a couple weekends from now, for example, say there's like this opportunity where everybody can get together, and you're like, I wasn't planning that, but I can make that work. I can be a part of that. I just gotta, I just gotta jump forward. I want that though. I like that. I love hanging out with these people. If that's what we could do, yes. It came out of nowhere, but yes, I would love to do that. I would love to be hanging out with these people. Sure, whatever we need to do. That's the type of randomness I feel like Cancer likes. Like, oh, I wasn't expecting that, but if everybody's going to be there and I can be there too, yeah, let's do that. I would love to do that. Something like that. Like, oh, this is a good thing. And it's kind of like, you know what? I feel like Cancer's not a big one for change in most circumstances, but if it's kind of like, oh, I can have all the people I love around me and have this good moment and we can maybe make this a new thing. All right, I like this. I love being around people I care about. Yeah, let's do that. Not everybody's the biggest fan. Not everybody's the biggest fan. What? Okay. So I'm seeing this. I feel like you're in line with it. Overall situation, overall energy, you're in line with it. Yeah, let's do this. Again, Cancer not always, not most times into the whole, change, surprise energy, but it's kind of like, well, wait a minute, what is this? Yes. Yeah, I don't want to miss, yes. I feel like, wait, give me a second to think about it. Okay, yes, let me look at this. All right, then yes. Other people are kind of like, I don't think they're on the same page. I keep getting somebody like really digging in their heels going, this was not how that was supposed to go. That's not where we were supposed to be. This is not where that was supposed to go. This is not who was supposed to be here. Somebody's getting really caught up on the technical. This is the point where I say, I feel like I talked about it in the very beginning of this video. Poise, pause, whatever you need to do. They're saying be careful. Be careful with this. Let other people handle that. This energy, I just get this weird, well, I am seeing this over here. This energy either has to sort it out itself, or, I don't know how this is going to sound. Hopefully it sounds positive. They're just not going to work with you. It's just not for you to solve. I just feel like this is just going to be one of those moments where it's either for other people to do it, and it's just one of those moments. It's just how it works. Once in a while, it's just how it works. Or it could be this person has to kind of get over it themselves. Probably a combination of the two, where maybe some other people have to say their little 2 cents, but they have to pull back, like just talk a little and get out. Just talk a little and get out. And that might not be your thing. I don't know. But a lot of this does seem like, especially with that Devil card, which doesn't have to be a bad card. I know people tend to fear that card. It talks about boundaries. It talks about that energy is going to do what that energy wants. You're either in line or you go along with it, or you just leave it alone. A lot of times. It can be a very hard worker if it believes in what it's doing, and it's always going to get its share. It doesn't show up just for charity. Even if it shows up for charity, they know somebody, or it's somebody they think they're going to get a benefit, or somebody they love is going to get a benefit. Like, there's a reason. Like, they always have reason for movement. Always have reason for movement. And I'm getting judgment will go in a positive direction here, and there's the possibility for healing. It's either they have to make peace with it themselves, or somebody else is going to help them. It doesn't mean anybody's a good or bad person. It just means this is where that poise energy, if it comes in for you, I get that there's a very positive energy here. And I'm getting socially, there's also another, like, a lot of strength socially here, and letting other people touch base where they need to. I just feel like, and I hope it doesn't sound bad, this battle isn't for you. It's just that this battle isn't for you. You know what I mean? Also be careful, like, pause, poise. I don't know, I'm tripping on it. Like, you kind of want to keep it to yourself how you're feeling go along with it, support it, but like be careful not to promote it too much. It's going to promote itself. It'll be fine on its own. It will promote itself. I don't know, like I don't understand why you can't just be happy about it and people leave you alone, but like can we get like, I don't see why you can't, but I keep getting like, well, it might jar somebody or like trigger somebody to be a problem that doesn't need to be a problem, because I get like there might be some like weird energy around this. Work towards it, promote it, but like I feel like we don't want to talk it too much. Be careful about talking. So for example, we're going to use that analogy in 2 weeks, this weekend, in 2 weeks, the weekend that we're talking about, for example, people are getting together, it wasn't expected, blah 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 blah, and you're like, all right, whose place is this? Maybe we're going to soap. Can I bring this? Do you need that? This, or talking to, do you need a ride? Maybe stuff like that, like active movement, that type of thing, but keep it very personal. Keep it right to, I feel like the person who's going to be, struggling with it, I feel like you're going to know exactly who that is. I feel like the majority of you are going to know exactly who that is. We leave that one to themselves. Other people who are also excited about the situation, also like, yes, we should do this. For example, if it's at somebody's house and they're like, I can do this, I want to do this. Talk to them directly. Hey, do you need help? Do you need somebody to show up early? Do you need somebody to bring this? Whatever. Vice versa, somebody else is really like, I want to go, but I don't know if I can get a ride. I don't know if I can do it, but I know somebody else, and this person might, and like talk to them directly, just leave it up to them, or offer them directly. Work directly, keep it just, I keep getting something about careful with social media, careful with putting it out there to everybody, careful with that. Talk directly. You know what I mean? Directly. Because I get that, like, if we're careful and we stay away from that other energy, you get success, grace, but they're like saying you're blocking you on this. You're the one putting up that pause. You're the one deciding, yeah, sometimes that becomes a little itchy twitchy. That becomes a little itchy twitchy every now and then. I'll just leave that. I'll let other people handle that. And if that person doesn't go because they don't want to, then they don't. I'm still going to enjoy this weekend. I'm just going to let that be what it is. Something, I feel like this is something, they're like, yeah, that one gets a little itchy twitchy sometimes. You got success here, grace, holding back. I feel like for the majority of you, you know exactly what it is. I feel like there's going to be some of you I know that don't, but I feel like for the majority of you, you do. Just letting that do what it needs to do on its own, staying away from it, not like being careful with social media so that like that person doesn't see what you're doing. This might also be a person that when they're in a bad mood, you become their scapegoat. If you're happy or you really like something, all of a sudden they have to vent on you or vent towards you and create a problem there. It might be one of those. So if we just stay out of their line of sight, I'm not saying that's fair. But it will help you get the actual result you want in this situation. I feel like other people will notice how you handled it, and that's going to go more to your benefit than not. Let's just keep that in mind. The coffin never ends. I still think the majority of you know who this person is. If you don't, you'll figure it out on the way. I'm getting you will, and you'll figure it out on the way. Whoever this is, because I'm seeing this large gathering, and you know that this person, I feel like you're going to know who it is. They're a little itchy twitchy. Keep your distance. Doesn't mean you can't talk to them at all, but like celebrate more away from them if you can. During the event, kind of keep your energy centered on other people. Because I get you, this can be a great time. That energy, it's healing, but it's a little itchy twitchy is what I keep getting. Like, if you keep, like, letting other people do what they need to do there, and you just kind of keep the buffer without it ruining your situation. We don't want it to ruin your situation. So it shouldn't be to the level where I can't even go into that room because I'm afraid they're going to have an issue. Not like that. It shouldn't be like that. But it's kind of like, we're involved, say you're involved in the same conversation. You're just kind of like, when they start talking more, maybe you respectfully bow out, or you let other people just kind of run that show and just do what they need to do. And you just kind of all right, this is a conversation that let me go over here. Oh, let me go help this person over there. This person needs help. Let me go help them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Make it look positive, like without saying, well, oh, well, they get a little itchy twitchy. I don't want to become targeted by them. Without kind of directing it or highlighting that. Just kind of peacefully, kind of like, oh, I gotta go. This person's coming in with packages. Let me help them get packages. Oh, this person's cooking and they need some help with this. I'm gonna help them. Oh, the kids are over there. They're fighting or they're doing something. Let me go check on them, make sure they're okay. Stuff like that. Because this can be a great moment. There's something highlighted during this situation. It can be like the Ace of Cups is saying it's a great moment. There's something with it afterwards where people are, I feel like they're going to pay attention. I feel like people are noticing that you bent over backwards. I don't know if that you actually did. It may not feel that strenuous for you. Other people are looking at this and I feel like they're noticing the effort that you put in. It doesn't mean that you're bending over backwards, but I feel like people are getting the impression like, huh, Cancer went above and beyond to make sure that this situation wasn't a problem. And they made it easier for everybody. There's something to be said for Cancer, and I also feel like be careful. Be careful. I feel like it wasn't that bad for you, but other people might start building it up like it was. I would kind of squash that if I could. I would address it like, you know what, sometimes they get a little itchy twitchy and they don't really like to get along with me when they're itchy twitchy, so I just kind of let them be, but it wasn't that bad. And I feel like that's kind of how, if that's the truth, only if that's the truth for you, because I feel like there's this weird like picking sides moment here that we don't need to have. I don't think that's going to benefit anybody in the long run. But if you kind of acknowledge it like, yeah, sometimes when they get a little itchy twitchy, they just don't really like to get along with me. And I get that, but it wasn't that bad. I had a lot of other things I could do. It wasn't that bad. Just, it's kind of like, I'm just going to squash that because I'm like, I don't think we need to make this a thing. It's over. And then kind of highlight like, that was an awesome time. I had a great time. This happened and that happened and I did this. I had a great time because I get overall, you're going to have a great time with it. Highlight that. No, I had a great time. I was happy. That wasn't that big of a deal. I just, I know that sometimes when they get a little itchy twitchy, I should just, be careful because I don't want a moment. So I stay away. I feel like people are we just want to be aware of it. You decide what you need to do if that happens. If you get that far in the reading, I feel like we just want to squash it. And then at least it doesn't have to be a problem for you. Then just leave it at that. That's because I get that people are paying attention here. But we don't need a picking sides moment. I don't feel like that's something you really want in the long run. Keep it, you decide for yourself, of course. Yeah, because did I show this? Like, this could be a great moment for you. This is just trying to highlight and let this be the best moment it can for you. That's the whole point. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.